Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Readiness on a Time of a Shift. Ascension is not a climb. It's not an overreaching or an arduous task. It is a complete and total surrender. Now, to let go and to surrender to the depth that is needed for you to ascend is one of the most complicated things that we have to do. As children, as we grow up, we understand very quickly that the environment does not want the expression of our true and authentic self. And therefore, we evolve personalities, masks, sub-personality modules as a way to create a filter between ourselves and the outside. These are all survival mechanisms. So in the family, we create a persona as a way to create a relationship between our true, authentic core and the family. When we go to school, we develop a different persona. When we go to work, when we interact with our friends, and so on and so forth, to the point that after doing this for a while, we begin to believe that the personas themselves are authentically our core. Ascension is the deconstruction of all of it. Ascension really is continual acts of rebellion, sedition, where you deconstruct all of these personas and begin to express your true, original, and authentic self. Each one of us is a unique manifestation of the divine. But for every time we express that uniqueness in a society, in an environment where you're being domesticated into being a cookie cutter so that you can get along, so that you can have approval, that authenticity does not fit. And for you to ascend, you have to rebel against all the forces that are trying to domesticate you into this one lane. And for you to ascend, you have to begin to let go of all of these personas and allow yourself to expand and elevate into a multitude of expression. Now, this is not an easy task, because the entire environment, your family, your friends, everyone will tell you, and even yourself, because as you're doing this, these personas that have existed for so long are going to battle you to resist the change that you're trying to implement. Anybody else out there that's trying to tell you that ascension is all about connecting to light and connecting to good, and that's part of the issue, of the equation. But it's not the complete truth. Unless you're doing all of the light work and interconnecting them to the deeper inner work where you're beginning to surrender and let go of all of these false beliefs. And I'm not talking about the false belief of this lifetime. I'm talking about all past lives. Since you descended from God, where you have shrunk and made yourself small so that other people around you can be comfortable, you have to let go of all of it. We are now, right now, in a world where chaos is swirling around us. We're in the middle of a constant bombardment of debris. Anything we thought was solid is uplifted and is swirling around us. And what we thought was our foundation, whether it was the family, whether it was the country, whether it was morality, whether it was ethics, they're all being destroyed. Ascension is really about us walking away from the survival and all of the personality modules that we have created to acclimate and to be a team player in the survival dance that we're all doing as a planet, and allowing a higher emotional connection to be created to what's authentically inside of you. And it's unique. It's a unique emotion, it's a unique vibration, it's a unique frequency, because you are a unique expression of the divine. And to allow that to be expressed and to have the courage, and interestingly enough, we're evolving in a solar system where the path for evolution is actually courage, where you need to have the courage to allow this uniqueness to express itself. And uniqueness does not mean vulgar and bad behavior. It actually means authentically being true to what exists inside of you. Because a lot of people think being authentic is cursing and let their rage be expressed and all of that. It simply means that you're emotionally out of control, that you have not reached your true synthesis, your true transmutation yet. So it's to find the path where you can begin to express these inner and profound truths that are buried deep inside of you, by letting go and surrendering the falsities that you have been domesticated to believe is you. Every a spiritual path will tell you the same thing. To ascend, you have to go to an ego death. And the ego is the multiple sub-personality modules that are complete splinter psyches that we have created to get along in the world and to find approval and to find a semblance of love. And when you allow this true expression to show up, you begin now to emerge as a reassembled being, expressing your core belief, expressing your Dharma, and expressing the God and the Goddess that's within you. I hope these words inspired you for the week. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you next week.